I just finished reading my 100th book of the year. These are the 10 that you absolutely have to read. To the Moon and Back by Eliana Ramaj. Read this if you like smart, fresh, character-driven stories. This book has multiple POVs, but our main character has a really unique, neurospicy voice. It's a coming of age that follows a young woman who is determined to become the first Cherokee woman in space, and the author really deftly weaves Cherokee history into the narrative. It is so good, especially for a debut. Can't believe this is a debut novel. All four is Miranda July. This is for anybody who loves an unhinged woman, particularly if you like your unhinged women middle-aged, feral, and lusty, and complicated. It follows a woman in perimenopause who starts making truly absurd choices. This is a hilarious exploration of middle-aged womanhood, friendship, sex, parenting, marriage, desire. It is so funny and completely engaging. This is not a short book, but I finished it in 2 days because I just couldn't put it down. This book won't be for everybody. If it doesn't grab you in the first couple of chapters, move on. I loved it. Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, one that I do not want you to look up before you start reading. Best started with no prior knowledge of what's going to happen. This ostensibly is a coming of age set at a British boarding school. It is thought-provoking and asks a lot of questions about what it means to be human. Read this book if you like surprises and perfectly well-timed reveals. Bibliophobia by Sarah Chahaya. I describe it as a stunning work of literary criticism wrapped in a story of the author's mental breakdown. Read this book if you like books about books, love reading as much as I do, if you think of books as an obsession, as a lifeline, as a need and not a want. Chahaya coins the term life ruiners to describe the books that alter her brain chemistry, make her think about the world differently, that make her change her behavior in one way or another. The way that she dissects these works, so smart and insightful. If you like listening to me talk about books, you have to listen to her talk about books. Passing by Nella Larson. You will not stop screaming about this book until everyone has read it. It is a classic that explores race, class, and identity during the Harlem Renaissance. It is a book from the 1920s. It follows a young Black woman who encounters a long-lost friend, and she finds out this friend, who is a Black woman, has been passing as white in her marriage and in her social circle. Read it if you like The Great Gatsby, if you like The Vanishing Half. Audition by Katie Kitamura. This book broke my brain. It is short, it packs a punch. Read this book if you like subtext, tension. God, she's so good at writing tension. If you like questioning reality, if you like having the impulse to reread a book as soon as you finish, is exactly what I wanted to do. I finished it and I was like, what just happened? I have to start it over. This book is about perception and truth, what it means to be a family, and the parts that we all play. And that's all I want to tell you about it. Don't do too much research before you read this. Endling by Maria Riva. Read this book if you like absurd humor and unique inventive structures. The book starts off somewhere interesting and ends up in a totally different place. It is about activism and climate change, the Ukrainian marriage industry, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and a sweet little snail named Lefty. I loved the juxtaposition of the devastation of war alongside the silly, mundane, funny things that happen in everyday life. Make Your Way Home by Carrie R. Moore. This is a collection of short stories. It follows Black characters all over the American South. Reading it, you feel like the author must have lived in all of these cities that she's writing about, but she hasn't. The characters are fresh and complicated and well drawn. Read this book if you like crying in the coffee shop, which I did reading this book, if you like characters that will stick with you long after you finish reading. I'll Tell You When I'm Home by Hala Alyan. This is a memoir. Read it if you like raw, passionate, vulnerable storytelling. I usually say that a good memoir requires a lot of emotional distance. This is the exception to that rule. It is messy. She is processing her emotions in real time, but for a book like this, that works perfectly. It is about immigration and displacement and Arab womanhood, starting a family and infertility and addiction. Just the most poetic, beautiful language. Heartburn by Nora Ephron. I can't believe it took me so long to read this. This book came out in the 90s. Read this if you love any of Nora Ephron's movies. When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail. Follows a woman whose marriage is falling apart. It is about infidelity and parenting and therapy and revenge and the DC political scene. It is just so charming and so witty. It is sort of an anti-rom-com. You don't necessarily want this couple to end up together, but the relationship is fascinating. And lastly, I just want to remind you that you are not well read if you're not reading diversely. Follow me for more diverse book recs.